All right, hell yeah. So we do a little spin, and let's see it real time. Hell yeah. All right, we're going to analyze that one. And let's see. So yeah, I think there's something going on here that I wasn't aware of, and now I think I am. So we're going to set this up like our classic spin. I know I'm on the left side of this wave, and the meat is right here. So let's just take a look at that. Look at the nose of the boat. It goes up into that meat, and we're still on that left side of that wave. But that nose rolls up into the meat of that wave, and that prevents just the whole boat from just getting pieced off. Okay, and then the other aspect of that is I definitely want to be, I definitely want to catch this pearl. I've always found that if I can drive in a little bit, catch this pearl, and have that spin, it's just going to be more tacky. I'm gonna ride lower into this trough than had I just, you know what I mean, from like right here, just tried to spin up against it. That's going to kick me up and over, or I'm just going to rotate on the top and not get driven back in. But this tackiness, you know what I mean, and coupled with knowing where I am on the left side of that wave, the nose goes up. So let's take a look at the whole spin and see what other components we can take a look at. Hell yeah. And pushing down on the nose, we're going to take a look at that, because what happens, I'll point it out in a second. Hell yeah. So tacky, and then just kind of knowing, I don't know, this is one aspect of it, but I'm going to hit here. Now this is interesting, because typically, what would I do? Oh, this is actually opposite of what I would. Yeah, it's just so interesting looking at these, you know, and making these videos on the fly. Because if my boat rolls this way, I would typically see a like the left side of my boat would pearl. So like right here, I'm getting this to hit, but then this is sweeping. Now, if the nose of the boat touches at all, you get some tackiness. But typically, I would get, if this was a very square wave face, I think this would be the face of the wave. I can be wrong on that. But this is so curled this way that I definitely hit this portion. You know what I mean? That's where we get that spray coming up. But that grips me and then sends me this way. Typically what I would notice is right there on that left side of the bow. That is what I would notice. That's gripping, and that's going to spin me this way. And then I would want to jump to the diagonal, because that's the other aspect. That's why it kind of threw me for a loop. Wherever the pearl is, I want to jump to the diagonal, which is usually just up against the pile. But hell yeah, on that left side of the bow, that's the pearl. I'm going to jump to this corner right here, and then I'm going to get a back sweep, and that's going to rotate the boat. And again, the nose of the boat went up into the meat. We're going to be still on the left side of this wave, and this is where I just probably intuitively, I don't know if I'm definitely not doing this you know, it's instinctual. It's not, you know, I'm actually glad I have this footage, because what I do here is I'm on that left side. Yeah, what side am I on? I'm on this side of the boat, and then I was on that far side, and now I'm shifting my weight over to this side, and that has we'll just get to it. This is the wave, and this wave, you know, it's a very small wave, but still, this is the highest part. My boat is on the left side. You can see that's how it's low in there. If I was on this right side of the wave, you know, my boat would be lower here, and this would be the peak. But because my boat is on the left side, the stickiest part of this is going to have me get my weight up onto the wave. And so I've known that from hole surfing this year, is just like always know where this wave is, always know where the tallest part is, and then shift over onto it. And so that's all we had to do on that, and that's kind of fascinating. So again, we're going to pearl, spin up into the meat, and then shift back over to that wave. And that actually kind of grips us around too. This wave is like a dome. And so if your weight's on it, you're going to carve around it. You know what I mean? If this was, man, it's kind of a bummer this wave kind of got glassed out this year. At this flow, it should be pretty white, and it's just not. These rocks shifted. But if this was kind of a steeper wave hole, hell yeah, I can just like side surf back and forth, because this is just kind of a mound, and it has stagnant water that's kind of like white. And what was I saying? Yeah, it's like a dome, so you can roll on either. You can just kind of roll 360 or at least 180, kind of a half moon around it. And so so hell yeah. So even if I'm over here, moving my body up against it is going to help me carve into that. So that is a feature of typically every wave. You know what I mean? It's going to have a taller feature, unless it's just like kind of like some of these surf wave parks. They can make an hydraulic jump that's very almost like a low head dam, where it's very uniform. Then you're not going to have a tallest point, but you still kind of will have a more powerful and retentive point. Okay, hell yeah. So I don't know. I'm still just kind of learning on the fly, and so let's just kind of look at that one all the way through. But what I'm getting better at is spatial awareness in the wave. Like, where am I? Getting on this left side, so let's talk about that. You know, because if we're just surfing it, my body's on this right side. I'm hitting here, I'm getting pushed to that left, and going push to the left, and now I can swing my nose up against it. Shift back over to the wave, and hell yeah, this time we were just able to seal the deal. Now, two things. A smaller wave, it's impressive to do anything, you know what I mean? But a smaller wave also is, I think this one is fairly, I don't know, kind of friendly. I mean, it's not sticky at all, so it's just, yeah, it's kind of this balance of like, it's going to take more advanced skills to actually do something, but the consequences are real low, and it seems like you just have more, I don't know, yeah, I think it's just the consequences are just lower from flipping, you know what I mean, for the thing not being too dynamic. But I do think, yeah, some of these smaller waves is a difficult. Like I tried to spend all day trying to get any spins, and even trying to replicate some of these. Not able to replicate, hardly at all. But we did get about 4 or 5 spins like this on this wave, but could not go in and do that on repeat. That's going to be for future years to be like, well, I just did that. Like, why can't I do it on repeat? One, I can't really look into the camera and see exactly what I did wave side. I think that would help if I was able to kind of get that dialed in. Maybe bring a magnifying glass or something. I don't know. It's just like, and then just the patience of just looking at like, what did I do? I just do a way better job when I come back and get on a laptop. But anyway, so hell yeah. So Pearl up against the meat. And then really shifting up into that, knowing where that highest portion is. And so again, when we're surfing, and I guess might as well just watch this whole one all the way through. This video is hella long enough. And it's such a cool drive in. I really enjoy this wave, even though it's very difficult to do moves on, and it's getting worse and worse. But, alright, so hell yeah. So I'm on that side. Oh, and this, I'm switching to my off side. So like right there, that's pretty impressive. I mean, this can be 2 videos. So this is my strong side, and today I kind of practice switching to my off side. Hell yeah. But when I do this spin, I'm doing it from the strong side. And then we spin up into the meat. But yeah, even just being spatially aware, knowing I'm on the left side of that wave, left side, and here we do the spin. One more. Tack in, spin up, and then just keep jumping and moving and shifting over to the tallest part of that wave. Alright, hell yeah. I'm glad I made this, because I didn't have to. You know what I mean? Or, I mean, that came out wrong. But anyway, I'm just editing my footage right now, and I could just post it all, but it's just good to take a moment to be like, hell yeah. I mean, we must have did something right, and especially because I can't do this on repeat. All right, hell yeah. Anyway, we're going to watch the whole thing through with sound, and because we kind of just get pieced out. So we'll finish it. There you go. And then we'll watch the whole thing. Thanks for joining me, and hell yeah.